There's three board games that everybody's heard of: checkers, chess, and backgammon. Thing is that in America, a lot of people don't even know how to play backgammon. Like, even if you're not a GM, you probably know how the horsey moves in chess, and almost everybody knows how to play checkers, but backgammon is like a mystery to a lot of people. So today, let's remedy that, and we'll go over how the game works, basic mechanics only. We're not going to try to focus on advanced strategies. What we're going to try to do is just understand how the game works and what the goal is. So, the way you set it up is, as you see in front of you, and the board is separated into 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. From my perspective, I am the white pieces, and my goal is to move my white pieces around this board in this U shape that I keep making to get them into this final quadrant. At that point, I can start removing them from the board per the dice rolls. Now, you being the opponent, you're moving the brown pieces in this case, and your goal is to move them around in a similar U shape, the opposite one, to get them into your final quadrant, and then take them off the board like that. So, how do you move? What's a valid move? Well, it starts by rolling dice. And when you roll dice, you look at the numbers, and each one of those represents a valid move for one of your pieces. 4 and 3, I could move, say, 4 and then 3. That would be valid. What I can't do is move 4 and then 3. Not because I can't move the same piece twice. You totally can. But because that second move would have been blocked by 2 or more pieces of my opponents being on that point. So that's an invalid move. If, like, I block this point, for instance, for my opponent, try to move his piece over there, and so on. So all your moves have to be positive, like towards your goal. You can never move backwards. And the other thing you have to keep in mind is that if you have a piece that's undefended, meaning a piece on a point all by itself without at least 2 on the same point, that means that it's vulnerable, in which case if you, being my opponent, and I had a piece right here, rolled a 4 and a 3, you can move one of these pieces 4, land on that same point, and knock my piece off the board and put it on the bar in the middle. For me to continue trying to get to my goal, I have to put this piece back on the board, which I would have to do on my next turn with a roll of the dice, landing it on a valid point to start over again. Like if I rolled a 3 and 4, I could put it here or here. So that's the basics idea of the game. After you get all your pieces in the end, you can start taking them off the board. And that's really it. Everything past that is more advanced strategy. There's the doubling cube and so on. I think this is a great game because even if you're a beginner, you could beat the best player in the world with good rolls of your dice. And if they get unlucky, they could lose. It's not like chess where if you're teaching a new player, you have to let them win if you ever want to let them win at all. In backgammon, you don't have to let them win. The dice can do that for you. So, thank you, and enjoy playing backgammon.